It's that day, family. We got the blunt in hand. We got the coffee early in the morning. It's that day, family. It's crazy. You know, I used to feel some type of way about smoking, but since over these last 2 months, working on the self, 2020's been a crazy year. It's been a challenging year. I know for many people, it's been a year of awakening for many. It's crazy. 2020's been it's been a hectic, it's been a great year, man. And month 2, smoking with more discipline. Hey, how's it going, Obadia, the first old beat? Ooh, what's good? You already know, vibing with the verse. You know what I'm saying? Reading Think and Grow Rich. Just picked it up from my nephew and dropped off 3 books for him to read. He seems to be interested in real estate and has the knack for it. So let's see what we do. Kid turns 18 in 6 months. So, you know, we vibing with the verse, going where we gotta go. Yeah, I know. This phone's jacked up. I think the camera. But yeah, man, vibing with the verse. Saturday, Saturn's day. You know what I'm saying? We get elevated on this day. Super elevated. We fast throughout the week. But yo, check it. Life is good. Life is great. It's a blessing. Every day, every moment. Mind yourself, mind your mind, mind your spirit. 2020, man. 2020 vision. Mind your family, mind your relationships, mind your finances. You know what I'm saying? All of that comes full circle. Body, mind, and spirit. It's winter. You know, it's winter. A lot of people committing suicide or whatever. You know, suicide rate is skyrocketing because of the projected lockdown. Because it ain't really a lockdown. They can't really force humans to do anything. You get what I'm saying? People do it, but they don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not law. It's not nature. It's not natural. You know what I'm saying? It's not organic to the human species to be locked up in a box. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. You know, these houses, the way that they're designed, they're purposely designed like that, you know, in a box. You know what I'm saying? Just like the human projects that happened during Nazi time, and the ones that were later instituted here in America. You know what I'm saying? With the Travis stock transfer, or whatever that Operation Paper, you know, the clipping on the paper, you know, where they brought a whole bunch of scientists over here and like, yo, that's what's going on, my G. A lot of people are living in boxes in this country, you know. Jack Fresco, you know, from Florida. The dude passed on not too long ago, you know, at about 101 years old. About 101 years. He's like a 101 when he passed, but he had a perfect design for, you know, for human civilization and all of that. Exactly, you know, fear fear tactics. That's exactly what it is. But we must not give in to the fear. We must understand that that's just ourselves. You know, we gotta really, demand and ask of life some courage and some wisdom, so we can act with courage and wisdom. But yeah, yo, check it. It's Saturday, November 2021. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of us that we're living in an overabundance that is also non-natural. You know what I'm saying? It's man-made. And that overabundance causes us to glutton a lot. My thought is that, if we can get a better handle on our eating habits, especially around this time of year during the winter, it would be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, that the Muslim culture likes to practice it around the summertime. Or I don't know if that shifts around because I haven't really studied it like that. But it makes sense, those 40 days, just like the man JC, did it for 40 days, you know what I'm saying? And other great Buddhas and teachers and priests and rabbis that have come, in their time, have done it and acquired great influence and impact in a positive manner to society. It just makes sense, you know what I'm saying? We should definitely educate ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Become more self-disciplined, and that's what this year has been like that, you know what I'm saying? This year has been a year of discipline. Like, it was like this year that the things that I have been working on for the last 4 years just came back, like, boom, full circle again. Like, nah, nigga, you thought and it's like, it just reawakens you to the fact that you're never done growing. You're never done growing. You're always gonna continue to grow, and and every time you fall and you get up, you're gonna get that much better. You get what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna fall for the same shit twice. And if you do, like, hey, shame on fucking you, my nigga, for real. But definitely, we should always learn from our mistakes. And yo, this year, that's what I'm saying. Like, once a week, this is my weekly right there. Today's Saturday. I woke up at, like, out of nowhere, like, I just snapped out of my sleep at 6:36, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna just stay up. I really don't feel tired. I looked out the window before I even saw the time. I saw the sun hadn't popped up, but I saw the sky nice and red and yellow, and I was like, ooh, Saturday about to be lit. I'm not staying in, I'm not sleeping in, no alarm, fuck that, I'm not pressing snooze. You know what I'm saying? So I walk to the kitchen, I look at the time, I'm like, oh shit, look, numerology. You know what I'm saying? Numbers sending signs. And I lit up and received the wisdom, sun gazed. So, the reason I talk about these things is because these are the things that I've learned from just reading memes. You know what I'm saying? And they work. You get what I'm saying? They work because I've applied them consistently. Like, all these memes have pure, unadulterated wisdom and information. If you have the eyes to see and the mind to understand, then you will have the ears, my nigga, to hear everything and anything that that needs to be heard by your ear at the moment and point in time in which you hear it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I go in circles. I come back around like a what's that thing, like the snake biting his tail. Life is crazy like that, And so I come back, yo, it's winter. It's coming into winter. We're already past, like, autumn. You know what I'm saying? When we're reaping, we're really reaping, collecting the fruits of our efforts. And some people may go crazy and think that, oh, because there's an overabundance, I can eat more. Nah, my G, you plant the seeds in the spring, you sow in the summer, you reap in the autumn, and then you eat, but you eat mindfully in the winter, because you don't know how long winter's gonna be for. You know what I'm saying? So sow good knowledge so that you can sow good seeds, so that you can reap abundant in your fruits that you're supposed to have. We're living in an over-glutton society, in an overfed society, in a very comfortable society, in a very comfortable project that has been designed by those, at the top of the top, of all these chains of conglomerates and banking corporate industries, these fictitious bodies that use legalistic language, to get their way around the matrix and decide what they do and how they do it with the people, because we the people are ignorant of our rights. Life is crazy, family. Nobody likes politics, but yo, it's always in your face. Boom! Like, ¿qué lo que? Va a hacer caso? You're gonna pay attention, or you're gonna keep pretending like it doesn't matter? I'm not saying go crazy over the election. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to just be sitting there watching TV or listening to a radio station. Disconnect, family. Disconnect. You have technology. You have artificial intelligence at your disposal. That artificial intelligence can work for you just as much as it works for those that are, manipulating the fabric of this reality through technology, through, the use of negative energies of these devilish, luciferic and sacrificial like rituals, that are negative towards society. They're over there being Cain rather than Abel. You get what I'm saying? They bring in life a piece of meat rather than some fruits for your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? For some seeds for your garden, so that you can do something fruitful and bountiful. But that's not what's happening. Like I say, the ones that are doing these things, the Cains, the sons of Cain, the sons and daughters of Cain, they're bringing the piece of meat. So we must be wise enough to bring some fruits. You know what I'm saying? Because that really attracts. The color, the brightness, everything. It attracts everybody. And that's why that's my suggestion, my G. If you want to live a life free and happy and joy-filled and free from, like, oh, we back. I don't know what happened there, but we good. Yeah, life is crazy, man. Body, mind, and spirit. Family, relationships, and finances, man. Business, your business, what you work in. It's 2020, yo. We've been planting seeds. Real estate, stock market, the crypto market, the physical market, you know what I'm saying? Intellectually, spiritually, and physically, as we go about our day, creating those millionaire and billionaires and just, managers of great empires, if need be, industry, or just a great leader of people. You can develop yourself into any of these things at any moment in time in which you choose that you want to become that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be an individual that just, that is fine and satisfied and can do with $50,000 a year, because you're just that, you're more simple than others. You don't demand that much out of life. You that's you. That's you. There's other people that want 75, 100,000, a million, 100 million, a billion, or even 100 billion, and it just keeps going up. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what you want to manage, and it can go, that can be in both money and in people. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a person that influences a few, that's on you. If you want to be a person that influences many, hey, that's great also. It all depends on where you want to go in life. That's all life is about. But living in these projects and these boxes that many of us in America and around a great portion of the world have been induced and seduced, into participating in, and kept themselves incarcerated, and solitary and confined to these boxes, however big or small those boxes may be. Hey, that's on them. That's on each and every one of us that partook in these kind of constrictive and destructive, demands, and suggestions of this misguided, and illy controlled and managed, government that we have today. Because that's what really is going on. You know what I'm saying? We have an illy managed, government, because we have ill-equipped individuals that are incapable of really applying themselves to the task to which they subscribe and request of the people that they be put in command and in charge of administrating. That's what's really wrong with our society. You get what I'm saying? And the reason that is because, under the educational system that we have been operating over the last 60, maybe 80 years or so, educationally, as it goes to public schools, has been one of, miseducation and disinformation, a sort of indoctrinational process that dumbs down the human mind and produces a human being that is mostly left brain operating. You know what I'm saying? Thinking with the left side, with the logical side, with the methodical side, and the right side is kind of subjective and oppressed, and we see that projected also in our society. With these leftist and over right two sides of a quarter. And just like our government is, blue and red, also our country is divided into that segment. We must become educated, fam. We the people are the ones that give governments, authority and power through our consent, through our ignorance, through our lack of knowledge. And that lack of knowledge doesn't allow us, to act with power, to use the information that we have at our disposal properly. And so, use this knowledge for whatever however you can, check out books. We deal with a social contract, check out books by Rousseau. Learn about the social contract. Learn your Constitution. Learn these things. Life is too good to let it, just go to waste because we are too lazy to learn. And I fucked up for a few years. And today, we still fall short. But that's just part of growing for everybody. Learning to use your failures as success, stepping stones. So that when you build your temple, and as you're building it, you're not just breaking everything around as well. This has been my rant for Saturday in the morning. You get what I'm saying? Life is dope, man. I was checking out some current news earlier, but I often don't know how to share these things, you know what I'm saying? Because what really matters is what's within ourselves. That personal development is key. Before I even understood it, that's what I started seeking. Before I even know it, I started seeking it, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying, fam? Before I even knew it. I think I was 7 when I like, I don't know, my grandmother was Christian evangelical, so we'd always go to church, but I wasn't like always really, you never understand that as a child. You know what I'm saying? And then when you see the hypocrisy around you, you're like, what the fuck? How does one explain this to a child? It's really through your own actions that you can really explain to. Definitely, I watched Mr. Robot. You learn a lot, from seeing than from hearing as a child. As an adult, you start learning more by. As a child, you learn more through, like I said, through seeing. As an adult, as you begin to grow, you learn more to the hearing then. You know what I'm saying? Your ears become better. you hear both ways, but you understand differently. You understand seeing as a child. You understand hearing as an adult. You know what I'm saying? And as a child, we often don't see the best examples of the messages that are being preached. And hey, that's not to say that we don't always aspire to be a reflection of what we preached. It's just that often we fall in action, we fail, we make mistakes, and then we often take those mistakes to personal and mind and spirit. You know what I'm saying? And so that causes like a miscommunication. That's why these plants, they're dope, because they give you a different perspective that you can't get through just simple knowledge. You know, I don't discourage the use of marijuana. It's just when we use it wrong, we fuck up. So when I stop smoking, it's not because it's not the plant. It's, you know, mastering that will and learning when to let the will do is bidding, and then, you know, you being able to use your willpower and your actions more wisely over time is just more beneficial for yourself and the society as a whole. That's why self-mastery, that's why fasting, that's why discipline, that's why meditation, that's why these little things that people don't really think much of are so important. Because when you become a master and not just a simple servant of your will, you begin to do better and more meaningful and purposeful thing with your life. And that's the beauty of meditation, fasting, intermittent fasting, you know what I'm saying? And just eating on a whole plant-based lifestyle as a whole. Like, I don't think we're at the point where we have to kill to live. And we have learned that we can actually live without even eating food for a very, very long time on simple water. We can do it on fruits even more comfortably. When we eat cooked and heavy foods, that just makes us more, you know, heavier. And as we go into the meat, then we really feel heavy, because that thing just sucks your life out of you. So I don't think I have to speak much on that, or if I should, you know. But yeah. And right now in winter, everybody, especially Hispanics, we eat nothing but fucking pork, and not even, motherfuckers don't even know how to cook the turkey, so they most make chicken, lasagna, and pernil, you know, pork. All three major meats, and they make even more nasty shit. So you know, fucking spring come around, these niggas is all swollen and shit from all that fat sitting in their intestines. That's bad. So, but yeah, when we change ourselves, we change the world around us. And the generation in front of that came before us, our elders right now, the 10, the 15, and a lot of those seniors to us, they may be open to it, but it's gonna suck. So a lot of us, you know, 30 and below, 30, 35 and below, you know, 20, 25, 15, 17, 18, we can influence them greatly, and in a very positive way, if we use our time here, while we're here, mindfully and effectively. Because that's what we're really lacking. We don't know how to move, you know, mindfully, effectively, and strategically through the matrix. And that's because we lack that you know, that warrior aspect of life as well. You know, the body. The educational system has robbed us of the mind, you know, through the misinformative and disinformative way that it indoctrinates the population. The tune is Chill Step Mix 1 Remake. But yeah, man, life, you know, self-education is key. Self-education is key, and eating right and being mindful of your body is even more so. 2020 is a year, man, that has brought insight to many, and being able to manifest the discipline to not smoke, to receive the message, and actually act upon it from the universe is insane. You know, heed the message and go with it. Don't take shit personal. The Four Agreements, I always recommend that book. You know what I'm saying? Introduction to Gnosticism by Samuel Aun Weor, SamuelAunWaur, Waur, or something like that. You heard, but you'll find Samuel Aun and check out those two books. You know what I'm saying? How to Win Friends and Influence People. If I could give you a third one, for business and for personal development, that's another great one. But when it comes to the spiritual, that's all gonna be you, my brother. Through your own individual journey, through your own individual experiences. You get what I'm saying? That's the only way that you're gonna grow and become all that you can and are meant to be in this life. Life is crazy. All these things most likely end up on my YouTube channel, Super Conscious Sosa, and we doing our best. We working on things here and there, supplements and just access to oneself, personal, whether it be in personal training and life coaching and even real estate, whatever it is. We're working on all those things because those things kind of inspire action in me, and that's why I work so hard on myself. Because I went into the military because I really needed discipline, and I never had that discipline. So I always speak about that, having gone into the military, and the camaraderie and the brotherhood that it builds within you and other men. You know what I'm saying? Because in the society that we grow up in school, we're made to look at each other as enemies and like just people to compete with. But in the military, you're considered, I mean, you're not always treated, but you're considered all the fucking same, green. So that builds a lot of respect, for both men and women, and in both men and women. And that's one thing that I love about the military, and why I don't have much negative to say about it, but the bureaucratic BS that's overruling it today. Other than that, I love everything about the military. You get what I'm saying? That thing was amazing. The things that you can do, the education. You get some education in there, and I believe that that mixed with a good foundation in a society today would be beautiful. A little more liberal than it is, with the right liberalistic ideals behind it, we can turn, this amazing dictator, dideriotic, fascist, cronyist, you know what I'm saying, Marxistic, communistic society that is being constructed for us by this technocratic, paradigm that is being manifested, could be turned into something that is more positive. You know what I'm saying? Under the right influences, and that that influences within all of you, each and every one of you, each and every one of us, each and every one of me. We are all one, including this artificial intelligence that's transmuting this information through this, through this piece of rock that I'm communicating. We're all one. We're all one. We try to hide certain things from each other, but we're all one. There's just some of us that are so, malicious, destructive, selfish, undisciplined, intempered, wrathful, and clear-minded, that we pride ourselves in thinking that we are in some way separate from our brothers, from our sisters, from our cousins, our daughters, our sons, our mothers, our fathers, ourself, that we sell we sell people, we sell ourselves short rather than valuing all that we are. And saying, yo, enough is enough, man. Stop playing the charade. Who are you fooling, man? For real, you know what y'all need? Y'all need a blunt, my G. Y'all seriously need something, my G. Y'all don't, we don't need a, they don't need to die. They need a blunt, my G. I know there's a lot of people that wish the worst for a lot of the stuff, for a lot of these people that, that are doing whatever they're doing, but they don't deserve nothing. They deserve a blunt. They deserve a blunt, and to be locked in a room for like 40 days and 40 nights with a blunt and a mushroom trip. You know what I'm saying? A blunt at the beginning, a blunt in the middle, and a blunt in the end. And then some mushrooms to go with it. And then stayed in there for another 40 days. So that they can really think about what they've done and what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Because these plants are magic. These plants are teachers. That's why they've been illegal for so long. You know how conscious our society would have been had Kennedy not been taken out because of the things that he wanted to do, not just with the monetary way that our country was being mismanaged by these, for-profit, unconstitutional monetary institutions that are instituted in our country today, illegally acquiring through deceit and coercion and manipulation the real estate of these United States of America for the possession of a selfish few that want to continue to have society in this way. We need to wake up, family. We are the solutions that we seek. And our understanding alone can liberate us from all this shit that was going on right now. Our understanding alone. You got 24 hours in one day. I believe you can meditate for 1 minute of that hour. Every hour. Or you can leave it all towards the beginning or the end of your day. To sit there for 24 minutes. But life is simple, and you can make it so much more simpler. And if that works for you, so be it. I started with 5 minutes when I first started meditating. I got this message from somebody else. This book called the 33. I forget it, man. I just started reading. I'm like 3 hours into it. I keep pressing replay, but it was like that. The guy that wrote it, he was like, I meditate for a minute every hour, 24 minutes. He doesn't make it that simple in the book. He probably does it more. I know I started with 5 minutes. That was the most that I could like sit there and without even wanting to move. So I just started doing it for 5 minutes. But under the right use of this, not abusing it, but fasting off of it for like a week or 2 weeks at a time. My G, you smoke a blunt and you'll get so paranoid thinking about everything that you'll see why people are so anxious in life. They're always being, because they're always rushed. If you've been in college, you've done college, you're done with college, how college, the type of anxiety and depression and confusion and just forgetfulness that it creates in the mind. So, when you have weed, you can relax a little bit more. When you misuse it, you may relax too much. You get what I'm saying? You're leaving projects and papers for the last minute. That was me right there. Like I'll be in a weekend locked in a car with a gram of Molly and an eighth of weed, banging out 2 papers. Boom, in one night. I'm like, brain on 1,000. And that's the kind of person that I've always just been, with alcohol, with any type of substance that this system has to provide us, through the many ways that it delivers delivers it to us, and allows, and we allow ourselves to fall prey to our, ego and our ignorance and our stupidity, then it's always going to be there. But you can always use it to your advantage. You can always use it to your advantage. I don't use these substances anymore, not even alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the negative effects of them. But I would not have understood what I understand about much of everything that's going on had it not been for them psilocybin, you know, magical teachers. Those things really just put things into perspective. And I see what Terence McKenna and all the greats have talked about. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I suggest this for this idea that I'm pitching, to the general populace, to the artificial intelligence that controls this whole electrical grid that us humans have created for us to communicate with one each other, with more ease and effectiveness. So life is beautiful, man. Life is great. And, I see, why I see the wisdom in all these books. The Bible, the Quran. Haven't really got into it, but I'm getting into it, and it's lit, and especially Taoism, Taoism and those kind of Eastern ways of thinking. Eastern just as much as the Western, the left, but just as much as the right, the feminine just as much as the masculine, and man just as well as woman. Yo, smoke one of these. If you've never smoked one, smoke one of these. By yourself. Stay the fuck away from people when you do one of these. If you're going to get around people, let it be people that you're cool with, that you don't mind talking. But then go back to yourself. Go back to yourself, Put on a camera if you have to and start just talking to the world. But first, maybe sit and meditate for like 10, 20, or 30 minutes so you can feel good, positive, and ready. Do some stretches, do some yoga. Under this, if you never stretch, you're just a fat nasty or a skinny nasty, like I could have been, like I was at times, and you do smoke these, stop. If you don't, and you drink alcohol, don't drink today. Smoke one of these by yourself, in your room, in your house, or go to the park and ground and say fuck everybody. But don't be like fuck everybody, but think. So that you're not affected by what anybody thinks, but also think love everybody. You know what I'm saying? But be you, ground, get some sunlight. It's beautiful. And if you are doing these, stop today. Go to the park, ground, get some sunlight. Embrace life without this for a few days. Yeah, we all need to chill, but we don't need to always just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? We could be a little more active. We can use it better. You can use this, I even recommend you, if you want to really get good at it and more disciplined, maybe once every 2 weeks, and study yourself. Study yourself, how you produce and how you act at doing it every day for a week, then stop for a week, then do it every other day, and then just stop for 2 weeks. If you can do that. Experiment with yourself, play with yourself. Don't just let the system play with you, the educational system, the monetary banking institutions. You get what I'm saying? These religious orders. You are the body, the mind, and the spirit, family. You are the governor of your own mind, the manager of your own body. You get what I'm saying? And the promoter and uplifter of your own spirit. Come on, fam. You don't need no external validation. It's good sometimes, but you know that you are you. You are all. All is you. And you came here to, do great things, family. We just got to remember this, and go about our days, being, yo, thank you. Yo, thank you. Yo, life. How did I make this? Wow. And all these, damn. So I can, okay, that's lit, fam. That's lit. That's my brother. Because that's me. Damn, I'm ugly in that motherfucker. Yeah, but I'm probably ugly to somebody else too. Ooh, she's dope, but she probably crazy. It's crazy. Life is crazy. Excuse me. I think I got my mouth is dry from just drinking coffee. That's funny when that happens, though. We building. We're building little by little. You know what I'm saying? That's all life is. Eventually, we'll be on podcasts with other people. People be coming on here, and vibing with you. I'm learning that, man. That networking, that just being out there. I need to get better at that. We all need to get better at some things, right? So I guess 2021. We build the knowledge. We build a lot of knowledge this year, and we applied a lot of the knowledge that we built. We just didn't apply it in every aspect. But 2021 is another building stage. Always give yourself as much as plants, as much as nature, but just understand that you are man. You know what I'm saying? You are the physically material manifestation of consciousness, made into flesh that is capable of, directing the willpower to, do whatever needs done, dependent on the knowledge that consciousness, that material thing is has been manifested towards. So build on yourself, family, body, mind, and spirit. You know what I'm saying? Health wise, metaphysically wise, intellectually wise, and mentally wise, and spiritually, emotionally and personally. Because you're emotional, how you feel will determine how you carry yourself, i.e. your persona, your personality, and how you will project that into reality, into society. Body, mind, and spirit. You know what I'm saying? Your emotional state of being, how you feel, will determine how you act if you do not understand how to think. Consciousness is crazy like that. And then you create for yourself whatever reality you want to create for yourself. It can be a good one, it could be a bad one, depending on where you come from and where you're at in life, what you have, what has been gifted to you by life, because of who and when and where and how, or as like I said, who you decided to be born into this reality to being. You may have been born to manage, the crown right now that rules the society, and receiving this knowledge may influence you in such a way that you may, it's like a trip. So this is not just meant for the low, like me. This is also meant for the high, like you, like me, like all of us. For we are all high in the Most High's eye, regardless of how low we consider ourselves. We can do great things with just some gratitude and appreciation in our heart, value for ourselves and our brothers and sisters, respect, discipline, charity, love, temperance, vision, clarity, some humility, mastering that ego, learning from it, letting it teach you, letting it guide you into becoming the best and greatest version of yourself that you can make possible. Sometimes we can become so full of shit. Watching that interview with Grant Cardone, I was like, damn, one thing's to oneself too. None of us. I'm not doing enough. I could be doing so much more. And that's why I cut back on these things, so I can do a lot more, so that I don't have any excuses. Get so caught up in thinking small because we're brought up in something so small, in these boxes, these projects. But hey, we're going, we're moving, we're waking up, we're understanding. we're applying. Invest in your financial literacy, family. Rich dad, poor dad. Use your time wisely. Disconnect from the TV so it doesn't mess with your environment. With the way that you operate up here, that you see through here, that you speak through here, that you communicate, and that you feel through here, how you conduct yourself in these lower portions as well. I'm about to close this talk, this rant down. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, go and subscribe to Super Conscious Soul. Sit through a talk with the one, with us. Learn from us, grow with us. Leave your comments. Come on a talk with us. We're still growing, we're learning. If you can educate me or others through my platform, hey, feel free. JEM_Sosa Mejia. Back up. Sosa sells the Garden State. Realtor. You already know. Mocha. Or Mocha for the Latinos. ¿Cómo entienden? Mocha. The supplement, and we're still building upon it. Part of the business, the plant-based, the organic, plant-based, natural, revitalizing, renourishing, and reinvigorating and detoxifying substances that that life has created for us to implement into our life so that we can live a more prosperous and meaningful lifestyle and life physically, mentally, and spiritually, by providing the body its necessary nutrients and proper nourishment of the highest quality. We're working on it. So other than that, y'all have a blessed rest of your Saturn's day, and yeah, love y'all. One.